We're not doing 4B to punish men, and we're not doing it to manipulate them into, being better partners or to voting the right way. We are doing it because we are coming to the collective realization that the foundation of patriarchy is romantic relationships with men. Romantic relationships are the great unleveler of our society. As we've told women that all of their happiness, meaning, connection, and purpose and validation is supposed to come from a relationship with a man, something that no person, by the way, could do. When she doesn't get those needs met in the relationship, how many women spend decades just trying to make their man love them again the way that he did during the honeymoon phase? Think of all that wasted energy she spends trying to get back into her feminine. Just imagine a world where all of the energy we spend on men is reinvested in our gifts, our purpose, our natural leadership.
This was at the root of my awakening. I've been a people pleaser my whole life, but I didn't have a big T trauma. I didn't have parents that were abusive or toxic in any way. I didn't learn to be hypervigilant because of my family of origin. And that's why I think the first time I tried to unpack boundaries and people-pleasing and codependency, it didn't resonate because I couldn't relate to people-pleasing being a trauma response. But you know what did resonate? After my second failed relationship to a narcissist, one that I thought was going to offer me a redo from my marriage, after learning about what is abuse, after zooming out and seeing it so evident socially, after unpacking patriarchy, I realized my people-pleasing came from social conditioning. It came from being taught to center relationships, to center men, and to sacrifice for men. I sacrificed my education and my career so my ex-husband could have his. I sacrificed my credit to be a good partner, for richer or poorer in sickness and in health, just for me to be robbed from and on the brink of bankruptcy. It took 2 men riding my finances, getting me into debt, for me to realize that my beliefs around relationships, the ones that I learned from religion and my parents and media, those beliefs were the problem. It wasn't that I had a bad picker. I was literally groomed to be exploited. And I was groomed to be a pick-me, to be a martyr, and to center everybody else but me. And that came from patriarchy. My mother learned it, she taught it to me, and it was reinforced by religion and society. So now I don't teach to de-center men. I just teach to center the self, to be selfish, to prioritize yourself, to focus on your happiness outside of romantic relationships. Because after 40 years of being told romantic relationships should be the center of your life, I've realized that mindset limits you. Romantic relationships should be a small piece of the pie that brings joy to your life. And the truth is that when you center yourself, when you live by your values and not the values that were imposed on you to facilitate a patriarchal society, with that comes the most profound healing because it connects you to your authentic self. It doesn't mean that you can't have relationships, but it's the foundational work that prepares you to be the most healed version of yourself. So you can bring that awareness into your relationships and choose people who have done the same deconstruction work. Only then will you find people that value respect and reciprocity and emotional intimacy. But it all starts with centering yourself.